all you Splinterheads, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I'm Bronze Dragon, and I like to cover Splinterlands issues and just general gameplay and how I'm approaching the game and things I've found about the game. I like to cover that on a weekly basis. With that said, I did take a little bit more than a week off, and I hope wherever you are and whatever holidays you observe, you had a pleasant and healthy season. We're getting ready to wrap this up with New Year's and jump into the new year, so I hope everyone has a pleasant outlook on 2023. With that said, I spent the last about a week over visiting my parents-in-law, and in that area it was a nippy -5 Fahrenheit. In Celsius that's -20, so it was cold for a few days. In fact, it was so cold that it froze a couple doors on our car shut, so we had an interesting time getting around during that time period. But we're back home, and it's sunny out, and it's heated up quite a bit. So we're going to jump back in. I thought that today would be a good day, and just warning, this video may be longer than usual because I have several things to cover, jumping back into it. But I thought it would be a good day because Friday is the usual day that I do some card shopping, and today it just happened to coincide with the end of season, so I figured it would be a good time to jump in and do a little bit longer video. We also have the next SPS governance proposal to discuss, which should not take that long, but let's go ahead and jump into it. The end of the season just happened, and I'm going to claim my rewards. I finished in Diamond. I chose to go ahead and go into Diamond. If you've been following me, you know that last season I chose to stay in Gold. But after examining the chests, even though I probably would make in the 50 to 55 Gold season chest area, and going into Diamond, I average about 30 to 35, a little bit more, but less than 40. I found that the diamond chests were giving me more. So with that said, let's go ahead and claim my rewards and see what I got this time around. Yeah, significantly, even though it was fewer chests last time, the diamond chests yielded more than what the gold, even though I got a lot more gold chests. So let's go ahead and see what we got going. Merits, a few splinter shards, common, splinter shards, a few more merits, potions, SPS. So far, nothing exciting. I mean, SPS used to be exciting, even 25, but it's like in the bottom of the bucket right now. So, I mean, could it go lower? Yeah, but it's not too exciting anymore. Exploding rats. Some of these cards are getting, some of these reward cards are getting near to the end of their print rate. So a few more of those isn't bad. A few more merits, a few more splinter shards, bonesmith. Still, I mean, I like using him in low mana matches, but I still haven't found a great use for him. In other words, I found he's one of those good filler cards, but I haven't found any combos that kind of wrap around him. Murdhamp here, more splinter shards. Yeah. Venari Heatsmith. Yeah, keep in mind these are diamond chests, folks. For those who are in lower level chests and would like to know if it's worth, hey, a pack. And 41 splinter shards. I think so. Nothing exciting. I seem to say that a lot. I have had nothing. We'll take a flip back over through my last season because this season I kind of put it on autopilot, going on vacation and such. But I've been keeping up and doing my guild brawls and stuff like that. And I bought a few packs here and there, but nothing exciting. My brother's been reporting some great cards he's been pulling from packs, but me, nothing great this time around. I think the most exciting thing here would be the SPS, the 41 SPS, and the one pack. Now, 2 days this past season, I did pull packs on 2 consecutive days, but they didn't yield anything great. So, with that said, let's go ahead and jump over. And as I always do, let's go ahead and open that pack. I do have a Gladius case to open as well. So let's go ahead and see if I got anything exciting out of this season in chest. And while I'm doing that, I'll drink a little bit of coffee. And nothing exciting. I can see there's only one rare. I do like the Harpy though, the Celestial Harpy. I think I have that maxed out for my level. I think I've got it at level 5, which is about the max I can play now. Actually, that's another topic for my shopping section. Okay, so nothing exciting. Good play cards, like I've covered in the past. I think the majority of this expansion are good, solid play cards, but nothing exciting. Let's go ahead and open this Gladius case while we're over here. See what I got. I'm in the territory with a lot of my Gladius cards leveling between 2 and 3. And nothing exciting again. Let's check out the rare. I think one of these might push me over the limit into a level 3, but I'll leave that and do that off the air. So let's go ahead and nothing really completely exciting. Let's go ahead, and I forgot to, excuse me while I pull up my Splex page. I do want to kind of look back at my last season. Okay, so we're just going to, let's go ahead and refresh this page, and hopefully it'll pull up the season end. Okay, it did. So this is what I opened this morning for my daily chests, and I had 4 chests. The most exciting one yielded 3,225 merits, which got me that Gladius case we just opened. This end of season, apparently it says it's worth a little bit over $4 US. And we'll just take a quick spin back over my last season chests, mostly because I know a lot of people may not, that watch these videos may not have had been able to open diamond chests. So a lot of the focus of, I used to do, I kind of trailed off doing the daily chest openings because I was finding that not a lot of people were watching the videos. So I just figured I would just do a season wrap up at the end and just kind of show everybody what I got. But you'll see that the diamond chests really didn't yield anything exciting. I only got them for a few days. You know, these are the 2 days that I ended up getting packs, a little bit over $1.50. Most of that value is in the actual pack. Got a gold common on that day. Pack, so that's 3 days of packs. Most of these days were just down around 25 cents US. 7 chests, 18 cents, 17 cents. So, and this was the last season. So, as you can see, really just a lot of commons. There was a day, one of these packs I opened had 4 rares in it, so that was kind of a highlight. And this day with the gold common and the Venari Crystal Smith, which I like. But overall, not an exciting season. So hopefully that improves going into the new year. Let's go over the new SPS governance proposal. You've probably heard about it from other YouTubers, and I purposefully have not listened to the other guys talk about it because I wanted to give my take on it and see how it kind of compared to what other people felt. And this is the take from a guy, like I said, low-end guy. I'm not a whale, and I've just been gradually building over the last year and a half, more than a year and a half. And this one, I don't think, if you haven't read it, what they're proposing is to sell a new token. And what they're trying to do is basically burn regular DEC to drive the value of it up towards PEG. And this is necessarily, as the last few have been kind of aimed at whales, this necessarily isn't aimed straight at whales. I think just basically this is going to convolute the issue. I think it's going to make the whole tokenomics thing trickier to understand for new players, which we don't want that. I know there are several, I know it's been out there, the opinion that we don't need new players. I'm here to tell you that for the game to survive, it does need new players. And part of the way we want to go is make it a little bit easier to understand and easier to get into the game, because the game is only going to flourish and do better with new players, so that new players get into the game, understand the game, like playing the game, and so they put a little bit of money into the game. And as we know, as you climb ranks, you start putting more money into the game, right? This proposal, to me, would only confuse the issue. So if you haven't read it, I will include the link in the show notes. But they want to sell, for a brief period of time, a second DEC token, DECB, okay? And this DECB is not going to be a general use token. It's only going to be able to be used for things that the DEC would be burned for. And the list is here, okay? This is generally aimed at people who are looking at building, using DEC to burn to build up things in the future, such as land, guild buildings, things of this nature. And that borders on a whole nother topic of how they're kind of using land as almost a savior for the tokenomics, which when land was originally started talking about, none of this, and I understand things change over time, but they've started lumping more and more and more price attached to land. I love the idea of land when it came out, but now as we've come along, they started saying, oh, you're going to need to buy a bunch of cards to support that land. Okay, so what's that do? Well, that's their answer to prop up the value of cards, right? Oh, there's so many landowners, they're going to have to buy out all the cards and whatever to support their land. So as a landowner, I'm stepping back and thinking, wow, how much money am I going to have to spend on cards just to play a land, which I also already spent a bunch of money on, right? Now, they're introducing, as the evolution of the discussion on this started, then they started talking about, oh, you're going to have to burn a bunch of DEC just to build up your land. And however that occurs, building buildings such as with guild buildings and such. So now, not only are they telling me as a landowner, which I already spent a decent amount of money on land from a little guy's perspective, I spent $30 on the first one, then like $150 on the other two each. And you may say, well, that's secondary market. That's not up to them. That's true, and I'll give you that. But now, with that said, now they're saying, oh, now you're going to have to spend a bunch of DEC to build up the buildings on your land, which you've already just spent a bunch of money to build up cards to support the land. So it's almost like they're using the land as a savior for propping up cards and propping up DEC. So with that said, that's kind of a two-side tangents there. With that said, the new proposal with the DECB tokens, they're proposing selling you upfront DECB tokens, and you basically make an extra 20% on it. So 10,000 DECB tokens would only cost you 8,000 regular DEC. The regular DEC would get burnt and go away, therefore theoretically bringing DEC back up towards peg a little bit. And then that DECB token you could only use for burn mechanics, such as putting towards your guild buildings, putting towards building your land, and other things like this. So I still have to think about it a little bit more, but on the whole, I think I'll vote against it, just because the fact that we don't need another token. It's confusing enough from a beginner's perspective, coming in and learning all the different tokenomics. It's become confusing enough, and I understand. Most of us at this juncture probably got into it because we were into crypto. And even with that said, I mean, at the beginning of the game, it was hard to wrap your head around, at least for me, wrap your head around, oh, you have to go here and buy this token and then transfer that token and buy this token and then transfer that into the game, etc., etc. That's enough to turn a new player off. And that's not what we want. We want new players to be able to jump in the game quick, spend a few bucks, get hooked on it, spend a few more bucks, buy packs, see cards that they like, and say, oh, I'm going to jump on the market, buy that card because it looks cool and it plays cool, So that's what we need. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and finish off this episode with a little card shopping. Now, I went in, I was jumping back and forth. There's a few things that I want to get to strengthen my deck. But coming down to it, I wanted to examine exactly what I needed to do. At this point, I have all my base summoners. Let's jump over and look at my summoners. At level 5, except for life. So let's sort by summoners. Owned. Okay, you can see I have the Chaos Legion summoners at 5. Thaddeus Brood, Kelia, Obsidian, Tarsa. The one from that I did not buy in Chaos Legion was Life, because I preferred Mother Kelia over the General. Okay, Sloan. Now, with that said, I have been deficient in leveling her to level 5. And in the big picture, I need to get these guys to level 6 because I am playing in Diamond now. And the prices, if you have not been watching, I guess the prices across the board have been falling, but the prices now on summoners are really tasty, so to speak. But with that said, I kind of went and examined my situation as far as life summoners go. And Ilthane was a little bit tempting, but I still think the price is up a little bit. And I'm not sure whether I want to give up the +1 life for these powers. Okay, I do have a Grandmaster Wraith, however, and I did consider leveling him to level 2. However, he takes 6 mana to get on the board. And while for most intents and purposes that would probably be fine, for those low mana matches, he's not going to work, I don't think. And obviously these high dollar cards are out of my range. I still prefer Mother Kelia over Tyrus. Lorna Shine is always a nice pick. However, I can't say whether it would be worth the money to buy a level 5 of Lorna Shine. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and level up Mother Kelia. Or Kayla, sorry. Kelia. Totally different summoner. Mother Kayla. And let me check. I do believe I need 15. So yes, I need 15 to level her to level 5. Let's see here. What do we got? Let me go ahead and refresh my page. Make sure I've got... And of course, it took me off. She is an Untamed. There we go. So we need 15 BCX. Here's a 14 BCX. Let's look at what she's doing over the month. She's down. So she spiked as high as 367 US this month, and she's currently down. So that's good for leveling. So this 14 BCX, let's do that. And then I need a 1 BCX. That's on a timer. Let's go ahead and complete this sale. Let's do credits. And let's go over here. I always refresh just to make sure I got it. Okay, we got it. And I'm going to end up needing 1 BCX. Okay, let's go back here. Let's refresh. Let's do rare. Error. Summoners, Untamed. Okay, have to refresh. Here she is, sitting at the top. Okay, I need a 1 BCX. Yeah. Save 40 cents. Yeah, I'll go for it. Credits. First day of the season. Not too concerned with the battles today, so she may or may not be used. Okay, level 5. So that is the bulk of my shopping today. The other things that I wanted to, the other cards I was interested in are, let's go ahead. Nope, not summoners. Let's go back to Chaos Legion. I really would like a set of fiends, and I only have 2 fiends. I have the Fungus Fiend and the Corpse Fiend. I think I have enough credits to buy. Let's look at what this guy's doing. It's bouncing back up a little bit. They are bouncing back up. 289 for Soul Fiend. I think there's value in these cards. 0 mana cards can always be thrown on at the end. Give you that extra. You never know when one extra hit will push you over the top and give you the win. Where's the red one at? Scorch Fiend. Let me double check. Chaos Legion. Yeah. Fungus Fiend and Corpse Fiend. Okay. So I don't have the red one either. Let's look at what that's doing. That's down as well. I think I'm going for the Scorch Fiend. And as usual, I like to pick up an alpha card. No, not legendary. And let's take off the red. See what we got here. I want to jump over. No, I don't think I have a Fire Beetle. I'm just jumping over my secondary account where I have my alpha cards. So these are the alpha cards I have. I do not have a Fire Beetle, so we may end up going for that. Sorry for the switching around. I just wanted to double check so I would not double up. Let's go back to alpha, common. Let's see what the Fire Beetle has been doing. It's down. High of 253 this month. That's kind of that was a weird. Sometimes these graphs are thrown off by 1 or 2 particular weird sales, but it's down. Let's go ahead and buy. Let's see here. What do we got? $1.16. Okay, that's my 1 alpha card for this week. And if you're asking me why I'm buying alphas, I don't know. I've been a card collector for years, and it just seems like a good thing to have in your collection is the original set. So I've been starting at the bottom and just buying, an alpha a week, just a common. And once I get the commons, I'll start on the rares. So with that said, I hope you all had, once again, I said this before, but I hope you all had a pleasant holiday season. I hope that everyone is healthy, your family is healthy going into the new year. And I hope you have some goals set. My goal with Splinterlands is to keep going and just gradually keep building my deck. And I hope good things come from the game this coming year. I hope that the team strengthens and the game overall becomes more, I don't want to say more playable, but easier to get into for new players. And I hope that, I don't know, I hope that the team finds their center. And by that, I mean that it seems like over the last 6 months, it's just like been, and considering everything, it's just been reaching for straws. I hope that the team gets back in the center, finds a plan, and goes with it instead of just. I mean, I understand things change, and they are literally kind of writing the book on how this kind of game is built around being a good playing game as well as being a blockchain game. But I think it's going in too many directions at once. So I hope they find a center. And with that said, please like and subscribe, as I usually ask you to do, because that helps me out. And I will see you on the flip side.